And you know what's wild? 85% of the country just goes to Google to find a service-based business. That means you as a land clearing, excavation, or demolition company, the only way you're really going to get found and start getting people to ask you for a quote, at least from Google, is going to be making sure that you're at the top 3 in the local map in order to get those calls. And so I'm going to show you the top 5 keywords that people are using right now to find a company just like you. And I'm going to show you the ones they're not searching for so that you can start implementing these keywords in your website, on your map listing, so that you start getting found over all your competition. All right, so let's go check it out.
Okay, before we get into the top keywords, let me frame this conversation based on why keywords even matter, right? So let's come over here and take a look at Google. If 85% of the nation goes to Google to find a business just like yours, then we got to make sure that you're in the spots that you get found in. You can easily get onto Google. We could launch a website, map listing. You could launch it and you'll land in position 100 where nobody can find you. The running joke is that the best place to hide a dead body is on page 2 of Google, right? So we could do that, but there's only a handful of spots that actually produce leads, phone calls, quote requests. And I want to show you real quick. So when someone types something like this, Forestry Mulching Company near me, you got 3 sections. You got the Google ads up here that get 20 to 30% call volume. You get the local map, 1, 2, 3. These 3 spots get 60 to 70% of all calls. And then I call this the junk drawer at the bottom. This is basically 100 lists of websites. We just really don't even go after it because it's not that relevant when you're doing local SEO, when you're trying to show up in the local map, or just trying to get business from local residential, commercial type people looking for guys just like you. But as you can see in green, sometimes our clients land in all 3. So this is the paid section. This is just the junk drawer section, but let's talk about this. 1, 2, 3. These 3 spots obviously get a significant amount of call volume. So we want to make sure that in order to show up top 3, that we're not just showing up for all keywords because some of them just don't matter. We've seen this for 10 years now as we look at various, we've got tools that show us what the various keywords are that drive traffic. And sometimes our clients will show up for hundreds, even though we're not going after hundreds. But we can also see associated volume of traffic to their website or to their phone number. And it's like 0. So some of them just don't matter. So let's talk about the ones that do. All right, let's pull it up. So I use this tool called Mangools. Let me move this out of the way so you can see a little bit better. This tool we use to help us determine what those keywords are, what ones get the most. And so what I decided to do is I'm just going to start with land clearing. And I've typed in, instead of picking a city, which if you'd like to know, you can go grab Mangools yourself, or if you want us to look, I can show you what it looks like in your actual city. But just to give us a broad sense, what are just the top keywords for land clearing in the United States? And so these usually are about the same at a much smaller level at each of the cities. So this will work, right? So I typed in land clearing. It shows me, land clearing's got 10,400 searches per month on average, and a 15% upward trend that is just growing across the United States. Now, the biggest one is right here. The term forestry mulching, 15,500 searches per month, which is incredible. And it's got a 17% increase. Now, keep in mind, there are some states and some areas you don't do forestry mulching. You do land clearing, right? There are other places you do a lot more forestry mulching. You don't do lot clearing or whatever, or rock crushing, let's say. So even within the scope of land clearing, there are different keywords. But in terms of top 2 right now, we've got 15,500 for forestry mulching and 10,400 for land clearing. And then it drops down into land clearing near me, right? And that's got 9.4 thousand, 9,400. Then you got landscape clearing near me, 9,400. Then land clearing services, 8,400. And then this one, land clearing services near me, 8,400. What's interesting is look at the increase, the trend increase for these 2, land clearing, clear land services and land clearing services, 323% increase, whereas these have like 7, 7, 17, 15. And then you see it start to taper off, right? The further we scroll down here, again, keep in mind, these searches are national for across the whole United States. I can scroll down for days and find some really interesting one. Brush clearing removal has 20 searches on average per month across the United States. What do you think that is in your city? So if it's 20 across the whole United States, it's probably 0 to 1, maybe 2 searches a month in your city. And especially if you're not in a major city, let's say you're in a more rural area, you're not going to find that. Clearing land with a mini excavator sounds nice, 20 searches a month, but it is up 100%. So not that we don't go after this for our clients, not that I wouldn't encourage you to go after other words, but don't make them your primary. Find your primary ones and do the work it takes to show up here. This is where you're going to see a lot of money come in if you can get these dialed in. So what we do is we take those keywords, and this is what I want to just encourage you. You can try doing this on your own if you'd like, is you want to put these things inside your map listing and on your website. So let's go over here. Let's just look up Barrel Industries, right? What you notice is, we'll go over here and open this up. There's a little tool I use, SEO Minion, to kind of see the backside of the website. Right here, land clearing services. We're using one of the top keywords and their top location as their title. And then in the description, this is another area that's like a softball pitch from Google that you can just literally give them information about who you are, what's important to you, what keywords you want to get found for. So you notice in here too, land clearing services, there's keyword in New Orleans. So we got one of our top keywords and top location in there. We're basically feeding information to Google to say, I want to get found for land clearing services, or I want to get found for land clearing. And I also want to get found in this city. So that's an important piece. Let me move this over. And then the other big one, this is just SEO 101. You want to go over here and make your first H1, that stands for header. It's your first header. It's like that big title that you see on most homepages of websites. Your H1, your very first one, your homepage, you same thing. You want to stick in there top keyword and top location. Somehow, some way. It doesn't have to be a super like land clearing services in New Orleans. You can find other creative ways to insert keyword and words and language, keywords and location in there without it just being so forceful. And that's fine. And then you come down here and do your other H2s. We want to include other things in there. They're not as important as this first one, but this is the stuff that you take those keywords and you find ways to utilize them inside your website and on the backside of your website. And there are website builders like Duda, Wix, some others that allow you to just use their built-in SEO features. As long as you plug in the right keywords, they'll automatically pull some of this data and information in. Same thing here. Look at this, our client's description here. So this is a first paragraph we have, and we're linking land clearing, excavation, demolition, site work services for Louisiana. So again, making much of location, making much of those top keywords. Let me show you one of our clients here so you can see what it looks like when it goes well. So land clearing, Palm Bay, Florida. Same thing. We're just going after top keyword land clearing, right? And since I don't live in Palm Bay, I had to put Palm Bay. But Google understands location, especially if you're just doing near me, or if you just type land clearing where you live. What you want to see is your business pop up at the top. And so look, there's All Pro Land Clearing. That's these guys right here. This is our client in the Palm Bay area. Let me move this over. Same thing. First title here, land clearing, right? And site work and forestry grinding in Palm Bay, Florida. So we're utilizing that. And you're going to notice here, land clearing, forestry grading in Palm Bay, Florida. Same thing, land clearing. So we're utilizing it everywhere. And then the first H1, land clearing, site work, forestry grinding in Palm Bay, Florida. All of that is helping us get results like this. So now we type in land clearing Palm Bay, right? What you're going to see is the LSA ads here, which they don't really want to do lot clearing. So we're going to skip over that. That's a sponsored paid section. And what do you know? Let me move this. Boom, right there. Number one in the local map, which remember, 1, 2, 3 gets all the calls, gets all the money. So they got the number one spot right there for land clearing. And then what do you notice down here? Even in the area, we're not even going after this section, but this gets their number one there. They're also right there. Their social media is now popping there. And they also own this one, heavybrushmowing.com. So we are just dominating Google, and not for one keyword, but for multiple keywords. And then the goal is to not only dominate in your city, but then to start pushing it wider and wider to start picking up other cities. We've got some clients that now have a radius of 11,000 square miles. That means like 40, 50 cities that are around their main city. Find them anytime people type in forestry mulching or land clearing. And this has made some of our clients tens of millions of dollars over the years. We've been doing this 10 years. And so we can tell you some of our clients have done significant amount of revenue because of just putting these right keywords in the right spot and optimizing everything properly. So use ChatGPT, use Google, use YouTube, go figure out how to do some of this, and you can start implementing these things. But find you a good tool, like we use Mangools, and figure out for your own area. Let's say you live in Houston, Texas. Put in your keyword that you think is a good one, and then start looking at which ones have the highest search volume. So this one's land clearing, was that land clearing near me, 390 searches. Landscape clearing, land clearing services, 370. See, and now I'm skipping over all the ones down here that just say 10, 10, 10, 10. Some of those will automatically show up when you start writing content on your website, but you want to go after optimizing, optimize your website, optimize your map listing for these ones that have significant search volume. And that is how you're going to get in front of 85% of your city. And then how you're going to pick up 60 to 70% of all the calls when somebody lands there. And I'm telling you, this is an organic way for you to get significant amount of business and a significant amount of revenue for your company. We've got some clients who don't do any other advertising but this one thing because it works. So like, subscribe. I'm going to do more videos just like this to show you things that you can implement on your own that are really important and help you grow and scale your business. All right, take care.